Well, hello guys, welcome back. I made a really exciting discovery, and I'm so happy I made it. One of the things you have to do as you're working on your affirmations is to find out what do you really like doing and what do you really hate doing. And I realized I hate this channel. I hate this channel with a passion because it's just like the old channel, it's just rebranded. It's a failure, and I hate failures. And also, you fall into a trap of, I realized, I'm like, most of what I've been doing, I thought I was being so clever and avoiding it. You start living your entire life in a way that gives you good videos and lets you do stuff. With the other channel, I was always wrapped up in gaming, always wrapped up in FNAF, and after a while you start to hate it. You're like, oh my god, I'd like to go read a book or go do this or go do that. And if you're a major success already, you can go do this, and people are like, oh my god, she's reading a book, that's so interesting. Not if you're small, they don't want to hear this shit, they just want you to keep pumping out entertainment for free. And here, I realized, I was, talking to the gods today, and Odin and Loki even asked me, why aren't you working with the other gods anymore? And I said, I just don't feel drawn to it. And I realized as I was talking with them and doing the dishes on talking with them, I said, I realize I hate this channel. Because I said, all the problems in my life over the last couple of years have been because of this channel, because when you get a YouTube channel, and you'll find this out if you start your own, you think you'll be the one person to avoid it on YouTube? Oh no. You will start doing everything in your life thinking, how does that reflect back to the channel? And I was starting to work with gods or not work with gods or make this decision or make that decision because somewhere in the far reaches of my mind I was thinking, how will the viewers view that? Will this attract me viewers? Will this get me likes and comments? And that doesn't mean that you become a phony. It means you are trying to do this for your livelihood and you start doing everything you possibly can to grow your channel and to get those comments and to get those likes. And I'm like, you know what? I kind of actually totally entirely hate this because I don't have the personality that likes to have to beg people for attention and likes to have to beg for comments and beg for likes and beg for subs and beg for patronage. I said, I really hate and feel crummy having to depend on the goodwill of other people to watch a video, to like a video, to comment on a video. And I really, really hate, no insult to the patrons that have been faithful, wonderful patrons, having to beg people for money and having to watch everything I say and do because, oh my god, what if I piss them off and they don't give me money anymore? Like, this is why I've been so fucking miserable the last couple years. I hate this channel. Because I will start talking about an experience and someone will come on the channel and scream me down. Or they only want to hear about Loki. And I'm like, nothing makes me fucking tired or faster of a deity than that being all people want to hear about. Don't start that shit with me. And so I'm like, all the trouble I've had the last couple years have been, one, because I realize I really don't like humans, and that's fine. And two, a YouTube channel is like the worst fit for me possible, imaginable. It didn't matter that I switched content entirely to a pagan channel. It just is the same old as running the gaming channel. People only want what they want, and they'll punish you if they don't get what they want by not commenting and not liking and not sharing and not supporting you on Patreon and all this other shit. And they'll keep punishing you right up until the time you give them what they want, but they're not gonna fucking tell you what they want. You're supposed to read their mind. And it happened to me as a writer too, and it's just how human beings are as a species. They don't know what the fuck they want in the first place, but you go fucking figure it out and give it to them. And I'm like, this is why manifestation doesn't work for most people, because they don't know what the fuck they want in the first place. And you can beg readers and you can beg viewers to give you feedback, and they won't. They won't. I'm like, you know what? I actually hate this as a job, and it feels wonderful to admit that. And I'm like, because Odin's been saying, what would make you really happy in life? And I said, it's funny. I do want to get, like, manifest certain stuff. Like, I want a camera that actually fucking works. But I was like, it's kind of a shame to manifest a really good camera and then only do these stupid videos that, like, 2 people watch. And do all the editing and put the music in it. I'm like, it's a shame to spend all that money, to manifest all that money, and then to spend it on a camera, and then have two people watch it. I said, what I would really love to do is just manifest this camera, go out and do what I want, and I could still make stuff in that, but I don't even know if I would post it on the internet. I'm like, you know what? I'm the one who gets enjoyment out of this stuff. Nobody else. Nobody's like, oh my god, you saved my life with that video, and I'm to the point where I don't care anymore. Like, 500 people could tell me how much this channel means to them now. I don't give a shit. Once I've passed that point, I'm done. And I said, I would like to manifest this beautiful life, and when you're working on manifesting, you have to see everything you want. I said, you know something? YouTube doesn't have a place in that life. I said, because I'm never going to get the patronage. Let's be realistic here. I'm never going to get the patronage that I could live on, and I'm never going to get. I have no interest in having a million viewers. I have no interest in having all that stress and pressure, because then it's my life amplified to the level. And you try to explain to people that, the gods don't stand here waiting to perform so that I have entertainment to put online, and they don't line up because some lurking watcher that never commented or liked or anything really wants to hear about Dionysus today, or Zeus or Hades or somebody. They don't do that. They aren't waiting to perform at your pleasure. They're gods. And as I was talking to him today, I said, it's really the channel that's influenced how I've dealt with the gods, and influenced in a negative way. At times, vague times, I thought maybe it was helping, and I was like, well, Bear showed up today, and I'm like, Bear Totem tells you when you need to take a break. And I'm like, I really need to take a break, because I'm just tired of doing the same thing over and over and over, and the audience is tired. And there's no sense trying to come on every day. And then I'm thinking, well, if I quit this channel, what am I going to do with my life? What am I going to do with, all the time I spend working on the channel? And I'm like, oh my god, I could read a book. There's a library in town. I could read a book. I could go to the woods. I could play VR. I could watch YouTube. I'll be fine being a member of the YouTube community when I don't have my own channel. And I'm like, I could actually relax, and then I would have a mental energy that I spend on this channel to think about working on the relationships with the gods, and to think of what else I want to do. I know I hate writing, because it was the same old thing as making videos. So Custodian was saying last night, he said, well, what if your writing powers came back full force? Well, what would you do with it? Would you write a novel or something? I'm like, no, I'm not interested in writing a novel. I'm not interested in going back to writing, because I said I can't stand human beings who either want to come in and run the show, or you're wrong, or it's all about them. And I said, I can't stand humans. I don't want to work with humans. I need a job where I don't work with people. So it's one of those things where I'm like, I have to step away. And I know I've said it in the past, and people were like, well, we can't take you seriously, because every time you say this, then you come back because one or two of us cry and say, oh, you can't leave. I have to, because I can see it's more of the same, and the channel's not a success. And I was to the point where it really didn't matter to me, because I thought I was doing something important. But I'm like, I'm not doing anything important. The moment we shifted from mostly Loki content to more Odin content, the channel was went. And I'm tired of YouTube every 5 minutes changing their goddamn mind over what kind of content they want. And I'm tired of people being so fickle and they don't know what they want. And I'm especially tired of every little step I take with the gods is somewhere in the back of my mind. It's like, what's the audience going to think? Who really gives a shit? Your audience is not the person, and I'll give you advice if you're going to start your own channel. Your audience is not the people that are going to have to stand in front of the gods and say, well, we have this terrible relationship because every time I mentioned you, I got less viewers, and I had to keep the viewership up. You understand, right? And I noticed that was starting to happen, and I was fighting it with all my will, but YouTube and your audience will just sort of crush your soul and force you into this it feels like being a cattle led to slaughter. You just keep getting shunted into these places you don't want to go to, and you're trying to fight it, and you think you are fighting it sometimes. For last year or so, I thought I was like being my own person and being a maverick. No, I wasn't. I was doing exactly what the audience told me to do. Because when the viewership would go up, I would automatically sit up and beg for more attention and do those kind of videos. And when the viewership went down, I was scrambling around in circles. And look, it even showed me there was a fox running around in circles and running around in circles and running around in circles in one of the games. And she's never displayed this behavior before. And I was like, okay, either he means I'm running around in circles with the gods or I'm running around in circles with the channel. Because Loki will let you choose which of the many meanings is right. I'm like, oh my god, he's right. And I'm gonna be sad, kind of, not to have an excuse to make music videos and not to have an excuse to do random videos whenever I feel like it, but it's like, I'm done. I'm done putting up with the pressure because it is a ton of pressure on you, actually. You feel like, especially then when you get patrons, you feel like you have to perform to be worthy of patronage, and you feel like you have to make videos and you have to do this stuff. I tried to do it, guys, as much as possible for stuff that I wanted to do, and the patrons I have actually been fantastic and have said, if you want to do something, do it, but if you don't do it. And I've noticed I've got like almost, I think at this point, 2 weeks of stuff backlog that nobody's even looking at, and I'm like, you know what? I'm done. This is a sign people have lost interest, and that's fine. Channels die, and this channel died a while ago, but it's one of those niche dumbass channels that just keeps limping along ever so slowly. And it was kind of like I've been getting a lot of advice from Odin, all of them, to throw the stuff that's not working away, to throw the old stuff away, and I downloaded Game today. And long story short, it used to work until Windows updated the hell out of itself, and it no longer works no matter what I did. And I had the same problem with another game, and then I finally got that one to work, and I had to kind of cheat to get the game to work. I had to start out almost on the floor with my VR set on my head. I was actually on the floor, and I was hunkered down as low as possible, and then when I stood up, I could just barely see. You shouldn't have to jump through hoops or pull crazy tricks to get VR to work. That's not how it's supposed to work. It's just supposed to work from you start the app, it's supposed to work. So, again, that trick might have worked on the other one too, come to think of it, but you know, it's not, sometimes it's not worth jumping through hoops. And I can't see a way of continuing the channel and actually working with the gods, because I wanted to work with Hermes, and I wanted to work with Dionysus, and I wanted to work with all these gods. But I had just settled down with Loki and Odin for the longest time, and I wouldn't even look at any of the other gods, and Odin's like, you're starting to scare me, and I'm like, I don't care about much of anything anymore. And that's not, if you know me, that's not good. And I'm like, I just don't care about anything anymore. And ironically, I'm trying to manifest. I'm like, I guess manifestation makes me mega depressed, and it's just like, I'm like, I hate having to depend on other people. I really do. I hate having to depend on an audience to watch and like and comment. I hate feeling like I'm begging and crawling on my belly and please give me Patreon, and I hate doing it. I really got stung and burned with the old channel, and it's starting to happen on this channel, and I'm like, you know what? I'm done. If the universe or Loki or Odin was going to support me through this channel, it would have started happening. And there is a fear element when you're quitting. It's like, oh my god, my life's going to fall apart. My life depended on the channel. Really? This channel doesn't pay my utilities. This channel doesn't do shit for me, actually. It gives me a chance to sit in front of a camera and talk to no one. A lot of the views are mine, actually, because I just get bored as fuck and I watch my own videos to see what the hell I'm doing wrong. And I realized I fell into that pattern too. So a lot of the views you see on this channel are actually my views. Nobody is watching this channel. So yeah, I'm going to have to step back. It doesn't mean that there will never, ever, 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 ever be another video, but this no longer I'm going to consider an active channel. Because it's too toxic for me to be here anymore. You get tired of people's bullshit. I get tired of dealing with the trolls, and I'm like, I'm not getting fucking paid for this. And I'm not responsible for anyone else either. So it's not like if somebody starts to cry, what will I do without the channel? I'm not responsible for other people. I appreciate the audience that was faithful, but I'm like, this channel has been more toxic in my life than it's been good. I haven't seen one good possible thing come out of it. And people will start, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, you're the best thing ever. And then they go away, you never hear from them again. I'm like, I'm done. I don't want a fawning adoration audience. I don't want people throwing roses at my feet, but it never worked out the way it was supposed to. And I'm like, well, that's kind of the story of my life. So I'm going to quit it here. And, if I put something up, it's because I couldn't stop thinking of putting something up. But it's come across that that's why I have to do it. I have to quit. And I know I've tried to quit before and people always cry and moan. That's when your viewers, if you're gonna start your own channel, that's when your viewers come out of the woodwork. When they know the free entertainment's over, that's when they come out of the woodwork and they start to cry and they go, no, I really appreciate you. I just never say anything. Yeah, bye bye. So I'm just done. I'm done because I hate getting to that point too, where you have to make a goodbye video and then suddenly people are talking to you. It's like, no, that's not a healthy relationship between an entertainer and the audience. Imagine if a comedian had to start begging for laughs and had to start bursting into tears and then people like force laugh. That's kind of what it feels like. I feel like I'm totally bombing and dying on stage, but if I beg and I grovel and I whimper, maybe I'll get some interaction. So I'm done. I'm done. And Bear was like, you have to set your parameters and you're just letting your audience walk all over you. You have to say no and have to walk away is what you have to do. So you don't have to like, comment, or subscribe on this one and probably won't see you later. Bye bye.